Get ready for an empowering oracle and tarot card reading to guide you through May 2025. Hi, I'm Ethan, and in this reading we'll explore guidance for your personal development, spiritual growth, and manifesting. This is a two-part reading, so be sure to watch the first part before the pick a card reading. The second part also includes an additional personal message and reveals a support crystal for your month ahead. Welcome to part one of your reading, and for this part of the reading is a collective reading for all those that find it, but please take what resonates with you. First, I'm starting with the Aquarian Tarot today, and I'll only be working with the major arcana, and this will help us find the major theme of this month and where your power lies. And the card for this month is the Emperor. So last month we had the Empress, and I think we're moving from that divine feminine energy into a more masculine energy. And this card is associated with Aries in astrology, and you're being called to lean into your rational and practical mind at this time. And you can still listen to your intuition and your emotions as well, but we're not going to let those kind of completely rule us. We need to listen to our feelings through the filter of the logical mind, and it's just all about balance. So keep grounded, and you will be able to make better choices and decisions for yourself. And I think these are irises in the bottom of the card, and that kind of represents the eyes. I believe the root of that word relates to colors and the eyes' ability to see color. So the Emperor has that tells me that the Emperor has a good perception of things, and that is what is available. That's where your power lies, in to be able to observe and see things more clearly, to see the big picture. Traditionally, he's also associated with he will have the shield of the eagle, and that can also mean having a good perspective of the big picture. And he has gem in his crown as well. If we look here, you can see he has a stone just around the third eye area, just hanging down and slightly above as well. And I think that again tunes into that tells me that it's about that sort of part of your using your mind, and that's helping us make better decisions. And of course it relates to the third eye as well, so having the vision that maybe others don't see yet, you can see where things are going and you can trust that. And I really appreciate you being here, so if you've enjoyed this reading so far, could you please give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you wish to have more readings like this. And if you know anyone who could also benefit from this reading, then could you please share it with them? I really appreciate that. And I just want to remind you that I do not do personal readings, and I will never DM you or comment on here or social media with an unsolicited psychic message or offering you readings. So let's see what else we have going on for you this month. And I've pulled 3 cards for you from the Angel Guide Oracle, combined with the 22 Archangels expansion pack cards. And this is the first time I've done this with these 2 decks. They were designed to be worked together. I have used them separately normally. Okay, so the first card actually it's an Archangel card, and we've got Archangel Faith, and the card says moving mountains. So the card says trust in your ability to create miracles. The impossible is becoming possible. So this is all about having faith in your goals, in your life situation, and your ability to change it. It's about having faith in things that you are manifesting. Faith is believing that even if there are no signs of change, or you can't see any signs that what you're doing is actually having an effect yet, you will still hold true to that. You need to be centered in that faith and knowing, and it's believing in the unseen. So again, before your ego and your mind start telling you, oh, I'm not seeing results and I'm not seeing the changes, and the things I've done don't seem to be working. Well, that's exactly what happens. That's how it works. Seeds grow under the earth for quite a time before they pop out. We don't see any signs at all, and yet it's still working. If you give up, stop watering the seeds, then they will perish. So you need to remember this with all those things. Life situation, manifesting, projects you're working on. As long as you keep looking after them and trust and know and believe and don't give up, then they have a good chance of coming forward and actually flourishing for you. So trust that things will turn out for the best in the end. It's that kind of knowing that you've got to tap into, that you will see the results. Don't listen to other people. Don't be influenced by anyone around you that doesn't see things the same way you are. You can achieve something, and your obstacles will be removed as long as you maintain faith. So next we have another angel for you, and this one is saying listen deeply. So there's two messages that I'm picking up from this card for you, and it'll be either or one of these will apply to you. So one is that your angels and spirit team are trying to get through to you at this time, and it might be a message of guidance or just support to let you know that they are there. Even if you can't see them, you might not be able to feel them. You might even be looking for signs and not seeing them. So pay attention though to ideas and inspirations that you get, feelings that come to you that are sort of guiding you quietly in the background. So that is often a way in which our guides communicate with us. It's just that little nudge, that little thought, that feeling. Those could be your guides trying to help steer you in the right direction. And of course, if you are seeing signs, pay attention to those signs and messages that you're seeing. And you could also meditate. If you're struggling a bit with guide connection, I recommend you meditate and just ask to be shown something, to be guided, to sense or feel what you need to do. If you're looking for some sort of guidance on where you're going and what's happening. And the other message is that you need to perhaps, if that doesn't apply to you, it would be that this is a message about listening to people around you more, even if you don't necessarily understand them or necessarily align with what they believe or say. So it will just be really helpful for you in terms of getting on with other people to at least just listen to them. Doesn't mean you have to agree with them or see things from their point of view, but it will actually give you some good information to understand those people around you. So do make an effort to listen to people, even if they might be a little bit annoying or you're really not someone who subscribes to their way of thinking. Just listen to them. It will probably make them a lot easier to deal with as well, and they will really appreciate it. And the next card for you is another angel card, and we've got opportunity and change. And I really love this card. I believe it has come up in the past before in our readings. And if you feel like you are stuck or sitting in a waiting room, then this could be a big change coming up for you this month if it's not already happening. So however, with the Emperor's guidance, it's really important that you do not sit around and wait for things to happen. I think that's a common problem I see in the spiritual community is, yes, sometimes there are times when we wait, but also make sure that we're not doing inaction. I think accepting that things will happen in their time is great. It's a good mindset, but don't see that as like, I don't need to do anything. I still think you've got things to do. So don't sit around waiting for your blessings, your manifestations to just drop out the sky. I think you still need to be proactive and take action steps. In fact, guided action is how our guides, our higher self, divine God, communicates with us. So it's those ideas, the inspirations, and following them, not just observing and not acting on them, but following them. That's the type of action you want to be taking. So look for opportunities, expand your awareness. There could be things you're missing around you, things you haven't tried, things you haven't done, things that you've dismissed. You might need to look again at, because there could be some opportunities around you that you're missing as well. That is another meaning of this card. And especially if you haven't been seeing things before, if you just make more of an effort, you're more likely to see them now. And if you don't take action on opportunities that are presented to you, they'll usually be given to someone else. So just make sure you're not being too passive. And next, I've got your guidance around finances and career. And this month we're using the Money and Career Oracle. And we've got Cutlery. And this is an unusual card. It's never come up for me before. And I believe this could be about, I think this is about using the tools that you have available or that are around you. You might need to take advantage of any free tools that you can use for your career, for finances or business. This could be, just an example would be something like social media. Are you taking advantage of that? It's for free. Doesn't mean it's easy. It's not the It's not for everyone, but it could be something that could help some of you, particularly entrepreneurs, people trying to start a business, launch something. Are there free tools online on your phone, apps, anything like that you're not using that you could use? So think about any resources or tools that you have available to you that could help you with your career or with money. You might need to do some research this month, speak to other people that are doing similar things to you, or learn from people here on YouTube. You can learn so much for free and see what they're using and what they're doing. And you might need to try some new things. And next we'll see what we've got for you coming through from the Dream Vision Tarot. And we've got the Knight of Wands. Yeah, again, we're getting the same message. So this card is all about taking action. Look at all this fire energy that we've got in this card. The Knight, if you look at him, he's got his sights set on his goal, his destination. So Knights are fast moving for me in the court cards. They are telling us about the part of us that we need to tap into, which is that kind of determination, that forward thinking, the need to get to where you need to go. So we're not sitting around anymore. We need to take action. We need to do things. We might need to carve out time daily for something, a project we've left, something that we're not. It's not necessarily that you're launching or doing something unless you need to. It's just a case of, let me put some time in. I know I need to do this myself. I keep shelving and putting things to the side and getting carried away with other tasks. Really, I need to set myself an hour a day on something. So it's all about your mindset. Get yourself really clear on what you want and then focus on the tasks that need to be done, how you're going to get there, and then look at your priorities. So this card is also about priorities. It's very easy to get lost in a myriad of different tasks and goals and things we want to do. Maybe focus on one big project or one thing that's important for you right now, and then spend some time doing those things on a regular basis, but make sure it is a priority. So you're going to have to set some priorities this month and make sure that within any projects or things that you're doing or things you want to achieve, you also set those things into priority. Sometimes we can waste our time on things that could be done at a later date. So be clever and be smart with your time. And so the next card we've got is from my personal manifestation oracle that I've created, and I'm going to show you the very quick little sketch that I did with a very thick gold pen on this. Obviously, if this ever became a proper deck, it will be done by an illustrator and it wouldn't be looking anything like this. So this card is tests, and as you can see, that is like a trophy there, sparkling trophy on a pedestal. So for manifesting, you may have been experiencing some challenges. There could have been some bumps on the road or unexpected obstacles and things that you maybe didn't plan for. This is a common theme that we get when we try and achieve anything, is things will come up that we just didn't see happening, and it kind of like knocks you a bit. So this is normal. So you might need to look at this from a different perspective, especially if you feel like giving up or there's just too much resistance to creating or doing something that you want to do. You're being asked at this time, the universe is trying to get through to you that this is just a test, right? See it from a higher dimensional perspective and it will be so much easier. Almost see it like a play. It's just something that's going on right now. It's not the be all and end all. It's not the end of something, and it certainly is not a sign that you're not supposed to do it. A challenge will make you stronger in the long run, so just become more aware. And it's when you slip into like a negative defeatist mentality, which creates like a downward spiral of energy and how you think about things, you give up, you disconnect from it, and then you kind of give up on that plan, that goal, and it's a chance of it manifesting now is smaller than ever. So don't do that to yourself unless you absolutely know you don't want to do something anymore. See any challenges that are coming up or things don't seem to be moving as fast as a temporary thing, and stay in your faith. Remember, the angel of faith is with you. And before I get to your pick a card reading, let's look at the main messages of your reading, and we'll also look at the signs and symbols that I see for you in this reading. And if you want to learn more about any of the decks I've included, links below this video. So you need to this month lean into your practical and methodical side. which is shown to us through the Emperor's message, and balance your intuition and emotions with logic and the rational mind. Try to avoid any sort of reactional decision making. That is not so good. Really do sit back and take time before making decisions. That is a good Emperor kind of quality. So stay strong in your faith as well through anything you're doing, anything you're going through in your life, any life area, and manifesting. We need to hold on to faith, especially if you're facing any tests and challenges in what you're doing, which is shown here. You need to stick to your plan and take action and look for any opportunities that are coming up for you, and that is shown in this card. And use the tools and resources that you have available at this time, and really think about where you want to go, as I really think this month has the potential for you to really start shifting gears. So the symbols I see in this reading were the third eye, which you can see this Archangel has on her forehead, this jewelry that is marking her third eye. We also see it with the Emperor. He also has a jewel over his third eye. So I believe this is showing us it's about gaining clarity, the importance of that. If you're not gaining clarity at this time, you need to sit with yourself and try and gain some clarity, as awareness and spiritual support in the unseen are really important at this time. So the other symbol I saw is the archway, which I saw behind here, and also it's a throne, but if it does look like an arch to me, and that is all about transitional energy. An arch is a portal, it's a doorway to opportunities as well. And the other thing that's strong in this reading is there's a lot of fire element energy that I can see in the Knight of Wands, all this red, this kind of Aries energy as well. So I think that is all about activation energy, it's about action, and it's about getting motivated. And welcome to part 2 of your reading, and this part of your reading will give you an additional personal message and a crystal to support you through the month ahead. And I'm using my personal handmade crystal oracle, and I can't show you the illustrations yet, but you'll still get the guidance that you need. So just take a moment now to tune in and allow your intuition to guide you to the card for the message that you need to hear at this time, and your crystal. Card 1, card 2, or card 3. And once you have chosen your card, see the video chapters in the bar below the video to jump straight to your message. And if you need a little longer to choose your card, you can pause your video now. So if you picked card 1, then your crystal is Labradorite. And your message this month is, you are transforming. And so you are on a path of personal transformation at this time. And it could be also inner or outer change that's going on. So you may be I see you leaving behind old patterns of behavior, and you're no longer the person that you used to be. So don't slip back into any old patterns or the old you. Like when we think back at things that you wish you had done differently, remember, learn from those things and make sure that you do not act from the same place, because that's the only thing that can trip you up. That's the only thing that is going to block things happening for you. And you also need to accept that not everyone will support your growth, and that's okay. So that is just a very common thing you'll see if you are changing a lot as a person. If you experience a lot of change in your life, it's quite normal for people around you that I'm sure mean well, but they might not understand or necessarily encourage you. They might even try to put you off or make you see things you're doing in your life in a different way from a negative perspective. So just be very mindful who you're listening to and what kind of motivation they have, because transformation is a personal thing. It's not approval of other people that we're looking for. And if you are struggling to change your life then I would recommend you start with yourself. So a big thing for us to change the outer world, to change what's going on in our life, in our personal life, in our careers, is we have to change something within. And that could mean different things to different people. So do have a think about what it is that you could work on, what it is you could do. It could be personal development, it could be learning new skills, it could be trying or doing things in a different way. So have a look at those things as well. And the benefits of Labradorite for you this month to work with is because it supports your change, it supports change and your personal transformation. A great stone to have when you're going through any type of life changes, and it's also a stone that helps us tap into our authentic self and help us express authentically who we are, regardless of what other people think about that. And as a substitute, I would recommend, if you don't have Labradorite or you want something else, you could also work with malachite, Libyan desert glass, and of course a super rare one, but I know some of you do have it. You can get your Moldavite out. And the affirmation that I would like you to work with this month, if you choose, is I am making the changes needed to transform my life. And if you're looking for more specific guidance, then you might want to check out my other Pick a Card readings playlist that I have more in-depth readings on, and also focused in different life areas as Pick a Card readings. And also there's the yearly tarot reading if you haven't seen it already. So if you're trying to make changes in your life, then you also might want to check out my recent video here, which was my top crystals for new beginnings and making a fresh start. And of course, Labradorite is one of those. And let me know in the comments which card you picked or which part of this reading most resonated with you. And you can also find all my crystal books on Amazon and in other places in the links below this video. And remember to subscribe and select bell notifications so that you never miss a reading from me. Have a great month. And if you picked card 2, then your crystal is Moonstone. And your message for the month is listen to your intuition. And if you feel that you're already listening to your intuition, then I would say that you need to trust it more. And this message is more about following through on what guidance you're receiving and turning those intuitive insights that you're getting into actual action, which is why you're getting those messages, right? And it's also higher self, but it also can be your guides and angels that are getting through messages which are like signposts that you need to follow. And if you're not doing that, then that's not really going to be helping you. So if you feel that and for those of you that don't feel you're that intuitive, then this card can come up as a nudge to do more on psychic development work. Paying attention to your dreams that you have this month is good for everyone. And also you might want to look into any kind of intuitive and psychic tools that could involve oracle cards, tarot, pendulum dowsing, practicing taking action on what you're feeling and your perceptions, and these kind of guidance messages you're receiving is going to kind of build your trust, and it will also guide you in the right direction throughout the month. So remember to practice maybe a bit more awareness of things you're sensing, trusting your gut, trusting your feelings about people, situations, places that come up, and listening to that, because that's your GPS, that's your guidance system, and you're being given this for a reason. So the benefits of Moonstone this month for you would be because it activates your receptive nature and it enhances your intuition. It's also a great stone for helping you with psychic development. And if you don't want to work with this, or you want an alternative, you could also use Rainbow Moonstone, Amethyst, or Lapis Lazuli. And the affirmation that I recommend for you to try and work with this month is, I trust my intuition to guide me on my journey. And if you're looking for more specific guidance, then you might want to check out my other Pick a Card readings in a playlist on my channel, which include more in-depth readings focused on different life areas. And it also includes the yearly tarot reading, which you may not have done yet. And if you're trying to make changes in your life, then check out my recent video about the top crystals that I recommend for new beginnings and making a fresh start. And let me know in the comments which card you picked, or if any part of this reading resonated with you. And you can also find all my crystal books on Amazon and in other places in the links below the video. And remember to subscribe and select bell notifications so that you never miss a reading from me. Have a great month. If you picked card 3, then your crystal is Cathedral Quartz, and your message for the month is gain more knowledge. And learning new things can really open the door for you, and I really think you need to look at focusing on that. And you might need to learn skills or develop existing skills that you've got, and honing your skills is often the way you will stand out against other people or give you a really good advantage, even if that's just in your day-to-day life, but it can also be about your career and manifesting as well. So it could be that you need a good book on a topic, or there's things that you are already being drawn to learning more about. Follow your interests, and it's much easier to learn things as well that we are drawn and interested in than it is to learn things that we know we should learn. So both of them need to be looked at. So it could also be courses. You might have seen adverts for courses, or you're considering taking a class, workshop, or course on something. This is a real big push in that direction. If you've been unsure, or you've been stuck in indecision, it could contain something you really need to know at this time, or it's going to help you in so many ways, perhaps more than you even know. So some of you are researching or studying ancient knowledge and traditions. So some of you, it's more of a spiritual learning that you need to look at and consider at this time. And I think you'll know yourself if that is you, if it's some kind of metaphysical information that you're being guided to look into, study sacred texts. Just remember to apply spiritual and metaphysical knowledge that you're learning. That is a big problem. You sometimes see where people absorb a lot of information. You might be very good at learning and researching and expanding your knowledge, but are you using it? That would be a question I'd have to ask you. So have a think about whether you're actually applying things you're learning, whether they be spiritual or not, and make sure that you use your knowledge in the best way that you can. And the benefits of a cathedral quartz are that it contains ancient knowledge encoded within it. It also helps us understand things, and that's very helpful for learning. It's also a great crystal for really anchoring in and absorbing esoteric information. So as a substitute, as it's not that easy to find, you could definitely also work with fluorite, a Lemurian seed crystal, or a key crystal. So that's a crystal with this indented shape, usually hexagonal in the surface, that is called a key, and it's usually quartz. So the affirmation I have for you this month is knowledge opens new doors for me. So you could try that throughout the month and to help with your mindset. So if you're looking for specific guidance, then check out my other pick a card readings, which I have in a playlist on my channel, which have more in-depth information and readings. They also have focuses on different life areas in particular, and also there is the yearly tarot and oracle reading if you haven't already seen that one. And if you're trying to make changes in your life, then check out my recent video about the top crystals for new beginnings and making a fresh start. And let me know in the comments which card you picked, or which parts of this reading most resonated with you. And you can also find my books on Amazon and other places in the links below this video. And remember to subscribe and select bell notifications so that you never miss a reading from me. Have a great month.